I and hit enter. And I'm trying to track the bot. So yeah, just like Klaus did, just like Fire did, just hit I and hit enter. So that goes for you, Lucas. That goes for you, Queen. Thank you. Owen, He Stones, Lily. I still don't see you guys having done it. Oxa, Lucky. If any of you guys have not done it yet, please do. That's going to help me. Thank you, Adam. Lucas, if you can just hit I and just toss that in chat, that will help me. Thank you so much. Let's get this research day going. Today is going to be all about researching, right? So one of the problems with crypto, with this industry, is that researching isn't exactly the easiest thing to do, right? Like if you think about it, a lot of what we do is look at white papers, we check out projects. We test out the games. We see if they function. We look at the RWAs and we go, ooh, look at all the pretty words, right? But then we also don't go and dive deeper in a lot of our cases, right? So we've got white papers, we've got light papers, we've got industry reports and marketing reports, and we've got financial reports, and we've got all these things that come out of companies in the industry, right? And we've got a lot of different places that you can go for the research on these things. Hey, Thoy Leo, Thoy DM, Victoria, Sophia, Ian, I see you guys all coming in. Thank you, Gabriel. If anybody is coming in, you see how Adam, Gabriel, Queen Bee, Klaus have all tossed the I in the chat like that. Just type an I and hit enter, and that will help me track this bot better. If you do not, then it's gonna possibly skew the results here. But um, I am tracking. I do want to double check real quick and make sure that it is tracking correctly. Um, let's see. Slash status. Nope. Stage. View status. Good. Total events 36. Turn present. Good. Stage action. Verify tracking. Channel. CGF stage. Bang. Added two actual members, tracked members, added two. Why did it add two? Okay, well that's fine. We're gonna check this out as we go. Um, but yeah, Arsh, same thing for you. If you could just type an I and hit enter in chat. Any of you guys that are here that have not done it yet, just hit I and hit enter in chat. So anybody who is here today, I would like to see that I in the chat so that I can verify and make sure that the bot is working properly. If the bot is not working properly, then we can't use it. If it is working properly, then I can use it, and we can make this a little bit easier and make sure that everybody has the opportunity to get rewards in the future. Um, so I can try to see if that works, but we'll see what happens. All right, so let's get into this a little bit because we're gonna be doing a little bit of research today, right? Let me just get a blank canvas here, right? So what are you guys interested in? Let's start off with that. Like give me a topic. Yep, just like that, Arsh. It's gonna help me because I can sort through the messages and filter, and that'll help me decide. Yeah, if you were here, I can just use the eyes and see where you guys hit the eye at when, which would help me know when you guys joined, at what period you guys were here, and if there are any issues at what period the bot had those issues. So that it's just helpful. Um, but yeah, so let's start. What are you guys interested in? What do you guys want to research today? Let's start off with that. Give me a topic, any topic. Let's go with the community led direction today to go with yeah, on crypto, bro. I mean, you can give me any topic. Any topic. I can research anything, bro. I've been a Google god since like 2000, bro. World economic and political status. All right, so we've got a few utilities that we can use for that, right? There's major global economic reporting agencies, right? We can start off there. Start off on the macro and then go into the micro, right? Like the World Bank, right? IMF, IMF, Global Economic Reports, right? World Economic Outlook, all issues, right? We've already narrowed it down a little bit to just one possibility that we can use, right? I don't know shit about world economics or politics. I'm not a political person. I'm not a finance guy, right? But they have periodic updates that they release from these guys. Now, you'll have a lot of people that say, "Hey, I don't trust them. They're the IMF and all that other shit." Look, I don't go by what you trust, what you don't trust. I go by what the leading industry experts are, right? Because that's all we can do. Everybody has their preferences, but the more you start to like niche group it, the more you start to niche group it, the more you start to get into like fringe like settings for recording data and whether data is accurate and all this other stuff, and it's not as reliable, right? And even if it is not what you want to see, these are the things that we see based on what everything is recorded. Thank you, Powerboy. um so global growth is projected at blah blah blah. Like we can download the full report here, text PDF. You've got a 12-page document now on the World Economic Outlook, right? And it took you what, 5 minutes to find, right? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just research. Processing the data, you can make data processing easier. I like ChatGPT. I pay for ChatGPT. I can go to ChatGPT now and be like, hey, I'm going to add this file, which I just got. Please break this down for me. I'm an idiot in global finance and politics. And it'll break it down. It'll make it more digestible because this is one big word soup, and that's usually what these fucking things are. They're big word soups. They're studies. They're things that are not easily digestible for the degen brain. What's up, Jay? Hit I and hit enter in chat, please, brother. Just so that I have a record of when you joined and that you were here message wise, not just through the voice stage tracking. That helps me a lot. I'm testing out the bot today, and we're going over a research topic as we go. So, um, cross currents blur the outlook. So, big picture, world economy is still growing, but slower than before. 3% versus 3.3. Growth is. You see what I'm saying? Now it's helped me break this down a little bit into a more digestible, easier to absorb text base, right? It summarizes it. It gives me a broad view of what they're talking about in a broad view, right? Now, if you want to do political, right? Major global political reporting agencies. You always start at the top down, right? And since you gave me a very broad subject, right? Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Jay. Since you started at a very broad subject, right? It gives me a broad way to search about it, right? So like Associated Press, Routers, Agence France Presse. If you wanted to take like the global approach, I'm American, so I may go with the American approach and go with like Bloomsburg News, newspapers, broadcasters, magazines, and think tanks, right? Um, List of news agencies, About Us, the Associated Press, um, agencies and reports. Let's go reports, right? Because we want to find documentation around these events or around major political happenings or anything like that. The Economist, Pew Research Center, nonpartisan fact tank that conducts public opinion surveys, Atlantic Council, Center for Strategic and International Studies. All right. ProPublica, investigative journalism, Pew Research Center, About Us, Associated Press, Freedom in the World, Department of Reports and Publications, Bureau of Comptroller. Okay, so a lot of this ends up boiling down to um, financial stuff. So with this, I see that I can't use this broad of a searching method, right? So I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna say, okay, um, major political events globally 2025, right? Starting broad again, right? Since I can't do it by agency, right? Because I would then be breaking into like biases because most news agencies are biased one way or the other. Not many of them are very like middle line or try to see things from both sides. They play either to right wing or left wing ideals or focus on that area of politics. Everything has a bias. No matter what, there's always a bias, personal bias included. You're never gonna have 100% unbiased news. You're never going to have 100% unbiased opinion pieces because it's opinions. It's news. It's you're reporting on something, and what your editor or what your news agency or whatever has like a default stance on Trump supporters or Biden supporters, socialism versus capitalism, whether or not we're actually a democracy, like abortion, transgender issues. There's always some sort of polarity to it, right? Based on a person's bias, whether it's based on culture, whether it's based on religion, whether it's based on upbringing, whether so it's hard to find a really good middle ground for these reporting agencies. So what I do is I search based on what the occurrences are. So we know there are major elections going on, right? Belarus, Ecuador, Kosovo, Germany, Australia, Bolivia, Gabon, Poland, right? Notable events: presidential inauguration expected to be inaugurated for his second term on January 20th. That's from early this year. Potential for renewed trade tensions with China. That I don't know how recent this is, but we can check, right? We can click the little links that it's referencing from. That's where citation is important, and that's why they typically cite everything that you're able to search on Google on these other places because it gives you reference. This is from January in 2025. This doesn't help me right now in August of 2025 because this is forever ago. But uh, Canada's G7 presidency will focus on. This is from December 2024. Like we can see, but let's say we found a major event or occurrence that we want to then research, right? Canada's G7 presidency starting is expected to focus on emerging technology. Um, how has the Canadian president's G7 Canada's G7 president. How has Canada's G7 presidency followed emerging tech? Here we go. So and this is all AI, right? So like realistically, you can use AI. AI is difficult though because then you really have to make sure that you are doing research on the side, verifying this information, asking the bot to cite the information that it got it from, right? So like this is all um, cite your sources, please. Bang. And now we'll see where it got this information from. Okay, it took it all from the text file, right? That I provided it. It's all based on the text file. So that's the source. You know where it came from. You know that it came from a reputable company or a reputable agency that is known for tracking world economic situations and changes, right? Um, predictions, things that can and can't happen, risks. advice. There's th- this is the power of research though. Now, I can take this a step further. Like if I really wanted to, I need a series of tweets based on this so I can create some cool financial content and look smart. Fuck it, right? There we go. It's simple, straight to the point. It breaks things down, right? That's 10 tweets. I can post it as one long thread, or I can post it into multiple reasons. The queen research is key for anything. If I want to learn coding, I have to be able to research functions and methods. If I want to learn how to build a company, I need to be able to research regulations and restrictions and tax code and shit like that. Unless I just hire somebody for everything but the idea, right? But you have to have capital and funding for that, right? So you can't just do that, not usually anyway, right off the bat. So if you want to learn how to skateboard, you can research tips and tricks and ways that make it more efficient for you to learn. Oh yeah, the research. You when I was growing up, I'm an old fuck, right? Most of you guys are like 20 nothings or mid 20s or even younger than that, and you guys have the world of the digital world at your fingertips with phones, right? Now, and that's even in regions that are underprivileged. Like you guys, some of you guys don't have computers, right? But you guys have phones, and it's essentially what when I was growing up, when I was 15, my phone flipped, dialed a couple of numbers, and barely texted, right? So the phones now though, you can access the entirety of the internet. You can watch every video ever made, every movie ever made. We can we can consume so much, right? But all we do is watch TikTok shorts and fucking YouTube shorts. Damn it. Um like realistically, we have the whole world at our fingertips. There are people that have learned how to create nuclear fission reactors in their fucking basement using YouTube shorts or YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure they did some more research besides YouTube videos, but they used YouTube. We've never had the amount of access to information that we have today in history. It, if you think about it, in like the 1700s, 1800s, we were just starting to get into like mass publishing, right? We were just when did the printing press come out, right? Like let's see, guys, printing press. 15th century printing press came out, right? When did books become common? Okay, so Gutenberg created the printing press in the 1450s, right? Number of books in Europe before the printing press increased by 1500s, just about 50 years of printing. The number of books in Europe had grown to an estimated 10 to 12 million, right? So we went from like 30,000 to 15, 10 to 20 million, right? 10 to 12 million. Books became commonplace at a rate that was insane, all with one invention, right? With the advent of computing, with the advent of the internet, we went from having books and people having access to books in libraries and that you can go down to the store and buy, and they're commonplace and they're readily available, right? Now we've taken that and we've created a centralized location where you can access every piece of information that you could ever hope for. It is being recorded, Lenny. I tossed it on today. Um, I'm sorry about Friday because I know I went into like a big tangent and I didn't end up recording it. And I thought it was just going to be a quick 1 hour thing, but I should know better because you guys get me yapping for fucking 2 hours every time. Um, I you guys bring out the best in me. You know that? Because like I sit here and I like you guys give me random topics, we talk about random shit and we have a really good time just generally discussing stuff and bringing things to light and exploring different subjects and you guys make this possible. Mind you, anybody that is in the chat, I'm going to do a chat check again. Anybody who hasn't already said I in the chat, just type one single I and hit enter. If you've done it already, you do not have to do it again. But this helps me track. I'm working on the bot. I want to make sure that everybody, especially you, Lenny, because if you're having internet issues, this may help me diagnose potential problems. Um, I love you guys too, Crib. You guys are amazing. You guys get me up out of bed every day. All right. Um, and sometimes you guys put me to sleep at the computer too. But yeah. But yeah. So what what books did for us back then? Yeah, the internet did for us recently. And in the last 25 years, right? Because the internet only really became commonplace in like the mid 90s, right? In America. In America, we started to really take on the internet and it become more commonplace and more accessible. You had Netscape and you had dial up and shit like that. And it was great for read only. We didn't have as much creation. We didn't have the layer of the internet where you could post things and share things and create and manipulate data and videos and shit like that. That only really came towards like 2003, 2005. We started to see more games. We started to see more more development around like YouTube and Facebook and creator content. And now we're in this massive point where everything is UGC and creator stuff. And it's amazing. I heard a bling. Somebody blinged me on my one of my streaming platforms. Thank you for the bling. I did not get the message, and I do not know why. So if you want to come and join in the conversation, you can come be a friend. www.discord.gg/CJN friends. That's our direct link to the community. You can come in, hop in on stage, ask questions, contribute to the stream. I appreciate everybody that hops in. All of the people in the community are amazing individuals. You'll see that we have some really fun people. We have some really fun subjects. We have some cool contests, and there's usually always a chance to win. We typically give away 10 USDT a day to three people, whether that's in the form of a duck race or whether that's in the form of Rumblebot or Gardic Bot or participation based winnings for like To the Moon or participating in like the game nights or AMA questions. We have it all, guys. So come hop in, come hang out. Once you're verified, just look for the stage chat or the stage, and I'll see you guys there. Um, but yeah, if I don't get your message, I'm sorry. I don't like missing messages, but sometimes it just doesn't work. My multi chat is a pain in the ass. Thank you, Godman. Again, everybody that's here, type I in the chat if you haven't already. This is going to help me track the bot and make sure that everything is functioning properly. Thank you. All right. So back to research. So yeah, with the advent of books, with the advent of the internet, we gained more access to more information. Our people became smarter. We started to learn more. We developed from a pre-industrial era to an industrial era, and we progressed, right? We changed. And now we're looking at a post industrial era. Now everything is manufactured in bulk. We went from industrialization to mass manufacturing. And now most of the jobs are in technology, thought based. They're something other than us busting our ass in a factory day in and day out. A lot more has come into play for content creation and research and providing information to people. It's the information era, right? And we have access to it in ways that we never did, and it provides opportunities for us that we've never had, right? So research is key to this because if you can't research, you can't find accurate information, you can't provide good information to other people, and it makes your journey as a creator harder, right? There's always an opportunity based on your ability to find data. to make money off of that data. If you look at it, we've got major plays. We've got like on chain, right? On chain. On chain is all about data. It's all about creating marketing reports and being an all-in-one platform for data and we've got things like Wolves DAO coming out with their Kazuna app and they're all about data and tracking and analytics and being able to see that what you're doing is what provides value and is growing your company. Um, Researching for businesses is one of the biggest pains in the ass, right? And if you could find a good way to like fucking source all the data for, let's say, blockchain business creation or something like that, then you would be forefront of like, hey, how do I start a business in blockchain? Well, where are you from? These are the regulations. These are the tax codes. This is what you have to do. Do you know how much money you would make just off of that? Like that's an amazing business opportunity because everybody has trouble navigating this shit. Top companies, A16Z has think tanks specifically focused on this problem. Like if the opportunities that shit like this presents, it's crazy, guys. And you guys have the chance right now, being internet natives, being people who are participating in the digital world daily, to capitalize on that, right? So research is important. Always, always, always start at the macro, start building into the micro, right? Give me a specific topic, somebody, something specifically, because we did a little bit about the like the macro level on this, right? But let's narrow it down. Give me something really specific that you want to research, and we'll go for that because there's differences. When you're researching something broad, you start higher up, right? But when you're researching something that's like really really specific, Taurus love life. Oh, well, that see, personal information is different, right? Um, Personal information is different, right? So now, what you would want to do is, if you wanted to look into information on me, right? What you can do is you can go and say Taurus Rush, right? Okay, there's my X, there's my YouTube, right? There's oh shit, I have a stream charts. What's the stream charts? My data is terrible. My streams are horrible. Oh my god. But I've never seen this site before. Anyway, so right, looking, um, show more images. You can look for images related to me, right? And see if maybe you can find something, right? If you see me with a woman, there's potential for that, right? Um, I'm not even kidding. I'll go into this. I'll go into this. Taurus Resh. Here we go. Here we go. Um, let's see if I can find an email. Right. Taurus Resh email. Email. Nope. Funny enough, I safeguard my data pretty well. Numis Nexus. Here we go. Numis Nexus. Right. It found the company that I tried to found at one point. Um, so that's not bad. Um, Pixie. Let's see. I see. Personal information is rough, right? Um, because a lot of that is protected by platforms unless you have it posted somewhere. It makes it difficult. Let me see. And most people don't use personal emails; they use business emails. Everything is an imitation of what came before it unless it's a truly revolutionary idea, Hoshi. Unless it's a truly revolutionary idea, like the printing press. The printing press was designed because people were copying books by hand. So the guy said, "Fuck this. I don't want to have to continue to copy books by hand." Right? Like we came into layer 2s because we got tired of the time and cost to transmit on layer 1s, right? We created RWAs so that we could provide global opportunities for people to get into assets that can't get into assets based on geographical region, right? If I'm in the US, I can't participate in REITs in Europe or Asia, right? But if I participate in an RWA, I can access global opportunities for that. It, every invention either solves a pain point or it's a friggin' gimmick, right? If it's not solving something that's painful for somebody, it's a gimmick 9 tenths of the time. Why? Because it's a novelty. It's something that people don't really need, but people have fun with or people enjoy or whatever, right? So there's that. Um, if if you come up with something like the person who designed the wheel, right? That was like a really unique invention because why would you turn a circle into like the wheel of a wagon? Like, well, what made you think of using a circle? Like nobody else had thought of this before. Why did you think of it? You know, the person who decided to irrigate fields for the first time, like why are we carrying water to it, right? We Why don't we just create a flow of water to it from the river, create a tributary coming off of it that helps feed the land. Like when people first started inventing things, there was a lot that we had room to invent. But if you think about it, we have a lot of room to invent still, right? It's not as easy because a lot of the simpler designs were already done, right? Simple designs gave people quick and easy opportunity. Now it's more complexity. It's more designing systems that make life easier based on the complexity of our lives now. Back then, you just needed to transport goods from point A to point B, right? Now you need a good software system that tracks the trucks that bring things from point A to point B. Make sure that the truck is still sealed and the seal isn't broken, and if it's broken, it alerts you. And making sure that the driver's on time and that the cost efficiency is there. There's complexity to it now. You can still solve problems in unique and innovative ways, but the complexity level of it is much higher. But at the same time, our education level is much higher too. So if you want to hit like a complex solution for like inventing something, you're going to have to put some time and effort into learning about the things that you want to create solutions for, right? If you want to create solutions for blockchain, you're going to have to put some time and effort into learning blockchain and coding and development and shit, right? It's not just like, and even then, when Satoshi Nakamoto created fucking Bitcoin, right? The amount of time and effort that he probably had to put into the cryptographic algorithms that build and maintain Bitcoin, that's complex. It's not a super like it's not a super complex thought on how it works, right? Like it records data. It locks data on the chain. It uses a consensus method through validators to validate the data that's on chain and to validate the new data that's going onto the chain, right? But the algorithms and the cryptography that goes in behind it, super fucking complex, right? So realistically, if you want to create something new, if you want to design something new, right? Find a simple thing that's a problem for people, right? And then work on the complexity aspects of it later, right? So like you can come out and say For me, it's gaming, right? A lot of my problem is gaming and the lack of mechanics and design in gaming today, right? I'm gaming focused. My industry is gaming. We've discussed this. I'm not a degen. Like I trade and shit like that, but I don't do it very well, right? So I'm not a degen. I'm not like a fucking thing. Hold on, resume. There we go. So I'm not a super big degen. I'm not somebody who constantly trades or is in the trenches all day every day. I'm a technologist, right? I've been following tech trends since I was a teenager. I've been building and rebuilding computers. I've been following technology and where it goes. I've been gaming since I was the single digit years ages, like I've been in the gaming and technology sector for a really long time. I My biggest problem though is with gaming and the fact that the mechanics in gaming haven't changed for over 20 years. We add simple small mechanics, but like the baseline mechanics of the games have not changed, right? Like we're still doing like the simple questing systems, we're still interacting with things in the same ways. Things aren't as fluid or flexible or like realistic and immersive as I would like them to be, right? So my problem is that I want to create a more immersive world, right? I think that you can add a system in where you can design your own daggers or like you have to actually be part of the smithing process to create something, right? And you can work on like designing it as you go. Like I don't think that you have to have these like really rigid systems in place, but I think the design for like these really flexible and fluid systems is going to be super difficult. And a lot of people just don't take the time and put in the effort to really add that little bit of touch to these lower lining systems. Mine kind maybe sort of. You'd think like let's see. Think of like Second Life and Eco and Final Fantasy 14, right? Like Final Fantasy 14 has like a really in-depth system of like quality to efficiency production of like their gear and stuff that you're smithing or jewelry crafting or whatever, right? Thank you, AO. Um, so that's one aspect that I liked about it. It made it really time consuming for anything that you wanted to just generally craft, unless yeah. But it still crafted the same thing again and again and again. I think that like we could have a system where when you crafted something, you discovered something new as you were crafting it, or you can progress, or you can learn skills that weren't necessarily available. It's tough to really to really think about because there's no systems in place to use as an example, right? And the design of it isn't something that's traditionally explored. But it's definitely things that we could do. Um, I could see where like somebody fails crafting a piece of gear, right? And instead of the gear just not being there, it providing you with like a warped spear or a warped sword, right? I could see I could see systems where like as you're designing it, there's like a puzzle based structure, or you have to hit a hammer a certain way, or you have to heat it to a certain degree, right? And depending on how you do on these stages, determines your skill in creating that type of weapon or whatever, right? And that gives you your quality basis, right? And then when you progress, it makes it a little bit easier to do those things, and then you can do it again, and now you're up your tier of quality creation based on what your skill level is when you try it again, right? Like there's so many things that you can do, bro. It's just a matter of of exploring the options and trying to build on ideas that are already in existence, right? For anybody joining in, guys, please toss an I in the chat, just like Io and Anthony have done. If you have done it already, please, you don't have to do it again, just once. This gives me the opportunity to track the people who are here. I'm using the bot to track today. I'm trying to make sure that I can get the bot running right because I'm still concerned about it not tracking certain individuals for whatever reason. Thank you, Dev. Thank you, Leo. Yeah, guys. So back to researching, right? You can the idea, Hoshi, that every great invention's already been created. It's just because we haven't thought of the next great invention yet. Like if you think about it, see, puzzle games are relaxing to some people, Hoshi. If you think about it, when they came up with the highway system, nobody had thought of that before. But it's still just an improvement on roads. It's just a system that uses them, right? It's a system that incorporates taxes and payments from other people to improve public infrastructure and maintain it, right? It's designed around something that already existed, but improved it and costs us a lot of money every year. Um, that's besides the point. We can save that argument for another time. All right, let's do some more research. Apparently, doing research specifically on people is difficult. Well, give me a subject that isn't me and my love life, guys. Arish, friggin' Taurus love life. Taurus doesn't have a love life. That's why it doesn't exist up here. Oh, so yeah. Come on, guys. Toss me something else. What do you guys got? What do you guys want to learn about today? We're doing research today. So give me something to research that you're interested in learning about. Food, virtual influencers, and AI generated content, implications for consumer trust in digital marketing communication. That is very specific, Dev, and that is good because because I did ask for something specific. Girly, that's broad. What do you mean? Do you mean cooking food? Do you mean eating food? Do you mean designing new food dishes? Like, what do you mean? Raw food? That's still very broad. Do you mean raw vegetables? Do you mean raw meat? Do you mean raw fish? Do you mean uh like that's still a very broad subject. Raw meat? Okay, what kind of raw meat? Do you mean raw pig? Do you mean raw beef? Do you mean raw rabbit? Do you mean game meat? And even then, like you can break that down even further. You see what I mean by specificity? When you're getting specific, you're diving deeper into things. Like everything that you've mentioned so far, girly, is like a broad subject. When you're doing research, that's going to give you a lot of information on a lot of things that you might not want information on. But right, if I wanted to do research, I'm gonna get back to yours, Dev. But if I wanted to do research on raw game meat rabbit, right? I can find information on specific raw game, right? Whole rabbit, where to buy. Um, I find like health information on it, risk of eating raw rabbit meat, the risks of foodborne illnesses and stuff like that. Let me actually look, brother. Let's see real quick. Let's see how the bot is working. We're going to pause while we check the bot. Slash stage tracking, verify, view status, channel. See, wrong one, wrong one. Oh, that's good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Slash stage, verify tracking. Slash stage. Verify tracking. Channel. CJF. Stage. Bang. Added 5. Why did it add 5? Alright. Slash stage. Um, export current channel. CJF stage. Export type. Summary only. Bang! Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Let's see. Total duration. What was that? Hoshi? Hoshi was asking? Was it? Brazilian butt lift? Big bone lady? Slash Hoshi. Alright, Hoshi. You're at 49 minutes, brother. You're good. Got 3 leaves. 3 leaves. 2 join. Girlie, why you keep bouncing in and out of here? Palace of Joy. Are you here, Palace? Just curious. Palace. The fuck are you guys talking about? I'm confused. What's up, Joe? Hey, Joe, do me a favor. Just type I, just the letter I, and hit enter. Everybody that's here, please do that because you're going to help me track that way. All right? Anybody who's anybody who's done it once already does not have to do it again. But if you're here and you haven't typed I in the chat, please type I in the chat. Okay. So, let's get back to work here. Where the hell did it go? There it goes. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. All right. Ferocity, eat meat and toning exercises. They help. Um, eat a lot of like fats and proteins and shit. Like you'll gain some weight and then you'll be able to like tone it. I got blings. Hey Wonder Kid. Um, I I appreciate that, bro. Um, I was doing the eye thing for the tracking. Um, yeah. I, I, I. All right, guys. So, yeah, back to there you go, Rabbit. Did you, Rabbit Palace? Did you just join back in? Say I, Palace. Type I. Type I. Type I and hit enter. Oh, you did that already? Okay. Karina, hi, Karina. What's up, Wonder? Do the same thing, please. I'm testing the bot out today while I help you guys learn a little more about researching. Um, but yeah, you get a whole bunch of information about raw rabbit meat, what it does, how to refrigerate it properly, handling thermometers, how to cook thoroughly, parasites and shit that you can get from it, right? And that's one of the reasons why I chose rabbit because rabbit has known issues like rabbit fever, shit like that. Like you want to make sure that you're not handling it barehanded when you're dressing or gutting or skinning. Yeah, so there's a lot about it. And then you can also buy it a lot of different places. Because I'm asking everybody who hasn't typed I in the chat to make sure that they do it at least once. It's helping me track the bot a little bit better because I can export messages and I can export attendance. And if somebody says I in chat, and I can track that they've said I, if yeah, then they're not on the other tracking, then there's a potential issue there, like, and I'm trying to see where. Thank you, sir. Yo, Wisdom James, what's up, guys? Thank you, emoji. But now we would take it further, girly. Like, what do you want to know about raw meat? Like, do you want to know how to cook it, how to clean it? Do you want to know like this is where specificity comes in, and it really helps you decide like with your research, girly. I know you were trolling me, but now you're on the spotlight. You asked for this, so give me an answer, woman. Answer me. Thank you twice. That meat I'm not researching. Sorry. All right. So now back to devs. Now that we've clarified that Girly was just being pervy, we're gonna rename you to your favorite perv. All right. So dev asked specifically about virtual influencers AI generated content, right? So let's just based on the specifics of what you're asking for, right? Let's just Google that. Let's Google that directly and see what it pops up. Here we go. Scholarly articles, right? Artificial intelligence generated virtual influencer. Navigating the new frontier, the role of AI driven virtual influencers. Like the virtual influencer and consumer engagement. How did you think of this topic? No, Arsh, because you're still hurting somebody in the process of taking that money. So yeah, what made you think of that, Dev? What gave you that subject specifically? I've got hair everywhere. I'm shedding. Okay. Okay. So you're looking for like you're thinking about like 11 labs or something, right? You're thinking about like um right? Agents platform, call centers, gaming, retail, integrations, audio platform, text to speech, voice design, developers, resources. I think it would be more like gaming. Layer integrates 11 labs, deliver game ready audio, one platform. Let's see what this is. Hold on.
I always hit my mark.
Okay, that's not really what you were talking. Wait, is this it? No, that's not it. Okay. So, well, I mean, AIGC is still UGC wisdom, unless you're creating like an automated general intelligence that like creates based on what's trending or whatever. You're still influencing it. You're still the user generating that content. You're just using AI to generate it. You're not creating the video yourself. You're not live on a camera. You're not physically speaking into the microphone. You're using a tool to do that, but you're still creating stuff. Is like does that change like an animated music video? Like an animated music video is user generated content, but you're using other people's content to create it, right? So it's essentially the same thing. What do you mean most automated? See, that's the thing. Automated AI generated content is a thing, but the problem is that it's so complex to set up. Like you're setting up like NAN task flows and shit, right? Like you're using an AI to reference the most trending topics on Twitter today, right? And then you're using that AI to get all that data, and then you're using another task on that task flow to create a document outlining or process that data, right? And then you're using another part of the task flow to generate prompts for a video or audio creation AI to to create videos based on the top trending data, and then you're feeding those prompts in the next step into that AI, and then you're reviewing. You have that the next AI reviewing the content from the prior AI for video content, and making sure that it's on prompt and that it looks like it's flowing properly and functional, and then you're going through all of that, right? And then even at the end of all that, the likelihood is that you're still going to have to physically review it yourself to make sure that it's right. And if it's not, then you have to restart that process and refine it until you get it perfect. And then perfect isn't perfect because AI never creates the same thing twice, really. Like the process to get something that's repetitive and consistent is terrible for AI right now, right? So you can you can call it AI generated content, but most people right now are not automatically generating that. They're prompting, they're researching, they're entering information, they're refining the process. They're getting a good base level prompt and then refinement prompts based on that, right? Like it's never just a one click do this and it works. It's not that good, bro. It's nowhere near that good. Dev, you said I already, bro. What are you doing? So, yeah. Virtual, but when you're talking about virtual influencers, you're talking about are you talking about like actual AI influencers or are you talking about like are you talking about like VTubers or PNG tubers, like influencers that aren't physically showing themselves? Are you talking about like actual just AI influencers? I only need eyes from people who did not say I. Klaus, I completely disagree with you there, bro. Completely disagree with you there. All right. So, hey Ella, welcome in. So, AI influencers, right? AI influencers. To create an AI influencer, you need to use AI image and video generation tools to design a virtual persona, train it to maintain consistent features, and then generate content for social media. Platforms like the Influencer AI. Here we go. What's this? Create media in minutes with your own AI influencer. Pick traits or upload photos and get your own. Let's try this. Hold on. Continue. Oh. Ew. 7-day risk free trial. Mm. All right, see you, Arshmallow. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Bro, it, realistically, there's not many idiotic questions left in the world. Um, then I say that, but then we have Zealy Sprints end, and but yeah. So anyway, I'll try it for you, Dev. I'm gonna move this off screen real quick. Um, wait, where's my free trial? All right, real quick, I'm gonna try to set this up and see if it takes. And if it doesn't take, then yeah, 1, 8, 3. By subscribing to charge you according to the terms. If this bills me right away, I'm gonna be pissed. Hold on, I'm trying. It's processing. It's processing. I'm trying to get it going, guys. Hold on. Payment successful? What do you mean payment successful? I wasn't trying to pay. I was trying to do the friggin' ah. All right. Anyway, we'll try it anyway. It's theinfluencer.ai, right? So we're gonna do female because females um tend to get better views. We're gonna do East Asian because most Western white guys have Asian kinks. We're gonna do young adult because I feel like it's not too young, but it's not too old, and like it's still in a good point for it to be like you can consider their opinion and specializations well still, like even though they're not too young, but they're also not too old, so like you don't think that, yeah. We're gonna go with Hazel. We're gonna go with medium hairstyle, wavy. Let's go with wavy. Let's go with let's go with light brown, and we're gonna go with average build. What should we name our influencer, guys? Since we're exploring this for Dev today at the cost of $20, Virion. Guys, come on. Think of a name that is Asian and cute and warm, but at the same time not like ew woo, you know? Eliza's already an influencer, bro. And Eliza already has an AI. There's an Eliza AI. So let's not. Um fucking Dev. Alright. Um let's go with Ray. I actually have a friend named Ray too that I can let's generate preview. What do you guys think? I think that's good actually. Okay. Confirm. So you guys are watching me do this live right now. So yeah, fuck it. Why not? Okay, so this is going to take 5 minutes. Why did it fail? What the fuck? Let's try this again. Average build, light brown, wavy, generate preview. Let's see what she looks like now. She looks a little different. Still similar face. Okay, it's running. It's training. Maybe this time it'll work. Monthly trainings, one remaining. Next renewal date, 20th of September, 2025. Let's see if it works though. Um, I really have no idea how this like about this platform or anything. So I can do this one unlimited. Joanna, Jose, Gabriel, Darius, Mario, Way, yeah, Amy, Madison, Sarah. Let's go with Sarah. Fuck it. I want to see because we can probably use the pre-made right now, right? No, my builder died. What the fuck? Oh, wait. Why was it saying 0 out of 1 before and now it's saying 1 out of 1? Maybe it was just bugging the fuck out. I don't know. Wavy, light brown, average. Generate. Ray. This is not going well, guys. It's it's already I don't like that one actually. But it is what it is. I'm going to cancel this at the end of today probably anyway. So, all right, now it says total trainings remaining 0 out of 1. Do I have to just not do anything for 5 minutes? Is that what this is? Like that's kind of crazy. Refresh page, but I can refresh the page to update? Really? I'm so confused. This thing is like really not intuitive. It's not great. It's not intuitive. It's yeah. Nope. Nope. I'm not happy with it. But yeah, so AI influencers there's going to be a ton of them, right? There's going to be a ton of information on it. There's going to be a ton of like potential places that you can go and build it. You can use AI image generators to create photorealistic avatars. If you have if you're using a platform like OpenArt, you can upload image generation, video generation. Consistency is key. Product placement and branding. So like basically, what you're probably going to be doing, or hey, even here, look, we've got a whole video on it.
You want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start? Check out
Revenue. And for those of you who know me, you guessed
We've
it,
got a
I'm
whole
only
video
doing this
on
to
it,
teach
guys.
you the cutting edge tools that were used to build this. So now let's jump in with the first step. Okay, so the first step in this
I'm
process
gonna
is to
turn
create
the
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 base
the
model
stream
or the
quality down though for
identity of
you.
this AI influencer. So I'm going to call
Let's do
mine Chloe, which is
720.
from Paris, and now we're going to jump into AI image
Yeah,
generators to be able to
720 is
create
good.
this actual person. So I need to choose the most photorealistic image generators. And so for this, I'm going to be using Midjourney. Now, Midjourney costs 10 bucks a month or $8 if you're paying annually. But in fact, at the end of today or maybe this week, you'll have all the images you need from Midjourney, and so you can unsubscribe if you'd like. But of course, I'll also include some free AI generators like C Art or Leonardo, where you get some free credits. Okay, so let's jump in. If you go to Midjourney, you're going to be able to join the beta. In my case, I just have to sign in because I already have an account. Midjourney basically works through Discord, which is free.
Hope is
Here
free,
in
yes, bro.
Discord. You can basically open up your Discord. In my case, I already have it downloaded as a desktop app, but you can also open it up in the desktop. Now, once you're inside Midjourney in Discord, you're going to see that there is a Getting Started tab over here, and click on that, and then you can start your membership here. Now, to organize myself with this AI influencer, I'm going to
The one
create
thing
a
I don't like
separate
about
server just
Midjourney
for this
is
influencer,
the
and then I'm going to bring
Discord
Midjourney inside of it
interface.
through the Midjourney AI bot. So I go right below
But I
here,
think
I
you
just
can use the
add server.
API
I'm going to
on
create
like
my own
Hugging
server. I'm going to
Face
call it's just for me and my friends. I'm
to
going to call it
utilize it that
Chloe
way.
AI. I'm going to not give an image here. I'm just going to create it. And then I'm immediately going to go back into Midjourney. And then I'm going to come here to the top right. I'm going to click on Show Members List. And I'm going to look for Midjourney Bot right here. So you can just type in Midjourney Bot, and you should be able to find it. In my case here, I already have it underneath here. Midjourney Bot. Boom. I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to add to app, and it's going to allow me to add this bot to the server that I created called Chloe AI. Boom. Right here. So I'm going to continue with that, and that's now going to allow me to go down and authorize, and
Huh.
it's then going to direct you back to that channel. So let's jump in. Now, to create this AI influencer, what I'm going to do is simply just get some inspiration from the internet, and I'm already
See
going
you,
to search
Sam.
for an existing model, and then I'm going to have it create a similar version to that existing model. So if I go to the internet, I can just type in the name of any model. In this case, I'm going to type in Emily Rata. Yeah, exactly. This is an American model,
Ratajkowski.
actress. Excellent. I'm just going to go to the images. I'm going to grab an image that I like. Let's just use this first one over here. Boom. I'm going
See,
to
the
save
problem with
this.
doing
And
it
here's
this
where the
way
magic starts happening. I'm going to
is
come here
that
back to my
if
server, and I'm just
you
going to click
use
forward
somebody
slash,
else's
and then I'm going
likeness
to have
to
this
create an
live. So what
AI,
Scribe's going to do
are
is
you
it's going to
then
allow me
stealing their
to find
likeness
a prompt
for promotional
behind this
purposes?
specific image. So it's
And
going to
are
then
they
ask,
then
what's
do
the image? I'm
royalties
going
or
to upload this
something? You know what I'm
image
saying?
of Emily that I have here, and it's essentially going to, if I just press enter and
This is
press
where
play, what it's doing
AI
is that it's going to
becomes
find
very
the prompt
controversial.
behind this. And just like that, I have several different prompts that describe this. So I'm actually just going to use those prompts and have it imagine. So imagine means that you're creating and generating original AI images. So if I create imagine all,
For
I
those
can
of
do
you
that for
new
just four
joining
different
in,
prompts.
please
This is
toss an
happening
I
all in
in
real time.
chat. If
And
you
it's
have
actually
not
creating
tossed an I in
AI
chat,
avatars that
just hit
fit
I,
the
hit
same
enter
prompt.
in the
And you can now see
Discord
these
chat
images turn from
so that
aliens
I
into
can
actual
track
humans, which is
people who
pretty
are
fascinating
joining
if you
or
ask me.
people
And
who are
boom, just
here.
like that, we have several different images to choose
Thank
from.
you,
So let's
Shua.
just open these up. Here's the first set of images it's created. And so at this point, you can pretty much endlessly create these AI images, but I'm going to actually select one here, and that's going to be my base model. So really, I want to create the identity around this individual. So let me just choose one now. I think
How
I'm
you
going to go
been,
with
brother?
this one down here because it looks like very photorealistic, and you can see the entire face. It doesn't have too much makeup, and I kind of like that as a base model. So let's go ahead and just download this image. So I'm just going to click on use prompt.
Why? What
This is the
happened?
third in the order here. And just like that, my friends, let me introduce you to
What's the
Chloe
matter, bro?
La Parisienne. But of course, just having one image of this individual is not going to be enough for an Instagram account where we need hundreds of pictures potentially. So step 2 here is going to be to
Oh,
generate
that's good,
additional
man.
images in
Hey,
different
Zoel,
qualities so that we
we're
can
we're we're
actually
going
create
over
kind of a life
building an
behind this
AI
character. We
influencer.
have 3 different ways that we can do this, and then we're going to be able to do something that will completely blow your mind. So the first way is to simply grab the prompt that we have here for this individual and simply just change a little bit what we are saying in this prompt. So then we could just click back on imagine, and we could just click on this. It's going to ask for the prompt. I can just grab that prompt. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly adapt the prompt. So here, instead of being at the Gucci show, I could put that she is at the beach. Long dog black hair. I could change what she's wearing from a white dress to, let's say, a bikini, natural makeup, looking into camera, beach background. And let's see what
Mentally
happens
can
if I
be
just
just
put
as
her
bad
there.
as
So now I
physically,
can select my
bro.
favorite one here. In this case, I'm going to be choosing, let's say, this one, U3. Grab that, download it. Now, if I want to go a bit quicker, not do these one by one, I could also open up a free AI image generator called cart.ai. So here I could just come in and I could grab some of the details about this person. So basically, this person with straight hair, let's say brown hair.
Check this out. In just a second,
What?
we'll speak with a different
How did
accent.
Zerion
Maybe
delete
between
all
you
your wallets, bro?
Okay. First, let's change it up.
Dark brown hair. Put that. Like basic prompt, dark brown hair. So it doesn't have to be too
Oh
dramatic.
no.
Different images and different scenarios. So here, for example, I like this one. I could use this one. This is one of her in Paris, which is great. So I could simply just come here and download it. So at this point, I'm just going to source a bunch of additional images. And so now the goal is to get those images to look like Chloe. And so this is step 3, and I'm going to be using Face
No.
So you can go underneath in the description. And
It didn't ask you for like a prompt or nothing, bro? Like a confirm or?
all the way where it says step-by-step instructions, and you're basically going to simply go to the invite Insight Face Swap here on Discord. I'm gonna click on that. It's gonna open up this bot called Insight Face, and I'm gonna choose to add it to Chloe AI, the same server where we put the Midjourney bot.
Look at this shit, guys. You can do all this shit right from a Discord server, which is free.
Okay, so here I'm just going to click on /save ID, and it's basically going to ask me for an image. So here I want to put the base image of Chloe, what she actually looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and find that image. Let's see where we have it. Is this it? Yes, it is. I'm going to just import that. And then I need to create an ID name, so I'm going to just put Chloe. And I'm going to press enter. And just like that, it's going to start actually. So now it's saved this ID name called Chloe.
The problem with this, though,
it's best to be in PNG or JPEG format. And now comes the impressive part. I'm going to
it failed again.
swap ID, and it's basically going to ask me to, identify the picture I want to swap. So here I'm going to use the first picture that I actually have. So let's say this one, for example, and I'm going to put the ID. Whose ID do I want? I want it to have Chloe's ID. So I'm going to enter there, and boom, just like that, this model now has Chloe's face, as you can see here. So again, /swap ID, and then I'm going to click on that, enter. It's going to ask me the ID. So here it's Chloe. Chloe is the ID of the.
Those wallets should still be available, bro. You just need the recovery keys for them, no?
Image somewhere here. Let me see where it is. Boom, and then we just press enter, and boom, just like that, it has switched the face of the original picture, which was this one, and it is added now Chloe's face, which is right here. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. Like, this is a very hyper realistic image. So now I'm going to be doing this with all of the pictures that I've selected for Chloe's Instagram profile. But before that, if you want to learn how to build things with no code and AI, then sign up for our free newsletter below in the description. That's going to give you each week a weekly dose of AI tools, no code tools to build businesses, or maybe AI influencers like this. What do you say, Chloe? Yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. Now for this next part, what is a great influencer if we don't
So
have video of this
enthusiast.
influencer? So now let's go ahead and create photorealistic videos of Chloe in action. So the first thing that we need here is an actual video that's of a person similar to Chloe, so you could actually record this from scratch. So have one of your friends who might look a little bit like Chloe record a video, or you could actually just go ahead and source one. And then select one of those, and then we're going to turn that video into a video of Chloe. And here's the video that I chose. As you see, quite similar features, kind of wavy, straight hair, brunette, dark brown hair. And to turn this into Chloe, I'm going to use a tool called
Business
Aid
attire
Cool. You have
with
free credits here if you want to get started, so you can sign up and use those free credits.
at
There's also free tools out there that are a little bit more
Denver.
complicated to use, but I would recommend just kicking it off with this if you
Let's
want to get
see.
started quickly. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to log in. I'm then going
ETH
to choose the file.
Denver
It's gonna ask me which file I want
2025
to convert into
photos.
Chloe. So I'm going to select the video that I just showed you now. It's going to take a little moment for it to load, and it's analyzing that specific video. And now what I'm going to do is upload the source video of Chloe's picture. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Chloe's source picture. There we go. I'm going to select it for each one of these.
Copy
steps.
image,
Click
use
on that.
reference
I'm gonna put
photo.
Chloe. For this one, I'm going to put Chloe. For this one, I'm going to put guess what?
Download
Chloe again.
image. Hold
Let's
on.
go.
Save
And now
image
I can
as.
basically just have it
Download,
this
save.
Now, it's going to take just a couple minutes.
We'll go
to load.
here.
It's gonna notify you by email
Click there.
because you've already signed
Downloads.
in. And once it's finished loading, you can go and actually check it out. And this, my friends, is the actual video with Chloe's face on it. It's a deep fake that was created with Acool, and as you see, it looks pretty darn good. And that, my friends, is your first Instagram video for your fake AI influencer. But now let's check out these videos side by side.
Bucket.
So now we we have all the pictures and video of this influencer. Let's go to Instagram
Ah,
and
that
create an
sucks,
account.
dude.
Step 5. So here, pretty straightforward. You create a new Instagram account. Then you can go to pretty much any influencer and, check out what their description and bio looks like. Copy it, ask ChatGPT to create a new version of it. Upload the source image as your profile picture, which is going to be Chloe in this case, that source image. And then we're going to go to Instagram and schedule all of these pictures and videos so that they post automatically. So you could literally create them once and you could just have hundreds of videos that are posting every single day to this account. So then you can go to Instagram Scheduler and you can just schedule all of these posts to release over the next 3 months, maybe once every 2 days. And a pro tip, if you want to create captions for each one of these posts, then you could simply do the following. You go to ChatGPT, you basically go to this little icon here and upload images. So you select the images of the specific posts that you're going to release. You can upload several at the same time, and then you can just grab a prompt that I've created right below here. And so I'm asking it to act like a social media professional and to create prompts for the images that I'm going to create specifically focused on Instagram. And then I can grab these captions and schedule them with the scheduled post. And just like that, you schedule them once and they'll just post for the next several months without you having to do anything. Now, this is all great stuff for now, but how do you actually monetize this AI influencer? Well, this is what we're going to talk about in this next step. So basically, once you start getting views and you start getting followers, you will have people start sending you messages asking you if they can sponsor some
Let's
of your
see.
content. And the way to do this if you're an AI influencer is as follows. Let's say that, for example, you had a hotel. Well, you would have your AI influencer in one of their hotel
No,
rooms
not at all.
tag that hotel. If it was clothing, you might have your AI influencers wear it. And if it was a product, you could have them holding it in a picture. All of which you could charge anything from a couple $100s to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how popular your influencer is. Now for this next part,
That's
is
another thing.
affiliate revenue.
It's not so much about being able to create an influencer. It's about being able to create an influencer and get them popular.
That could be anywhere from a couple percent to 50% of that specific product. And that, my friends, is how you build and monetize an AI influencer. How
There's, and you know what? Most of these videos are all like fucking bullshit videos to get you to like view their videos. This is a sponsored video. It's got 2.5k views. It was released 8 days ago. They're paying to advertise it. Like,
and I only wasted money and time. But then
I don't like this platform though. So, what the other guy did, that video from this dude, actually isn't bad. So I will reference this one here for you guys. You guys can always check that out and see if you can create an AI influencer. And you know what this is? This is what people are bitching about right now, about people who are creating AI like fake girls and using them as influencers on like Instagram and X and stuff like that. But you know what?
So I'm gonna call my
She is a
Realistically,
25-year-old fitness model making over $10,000 on Instagram.
it's a part of advertising.
Actually real. She's completely made with public and free-to-use AI tools, and she's not alone.
That's
There are other
crazy.
AI influencers earning millions of dollars, and in this video, I'm showing you exactly step by step how to create one and how to earn money with it. So the first step is to gather your source image. And for this, you can use different open source generative image models, but in this case, of course, we need to
It's
stick to
cringe, but it sells. That's the point.
realistic images like
Doesn't matter if it's cringe, bro.
you cannot even
You're trying to make money.
and as of the release of this video, some of the best models that are free to use and trained to create hyper-realistic images are Stable Diffusion XL, Juggernaut XL, and Leonardo Photoreal. For this example, we are going to use Leonardo.ai or Leonardo Photoreal. That is definitely my personal favorite.
What? They're literally telling me that I'm stuck
Especially for the last step of this video,
in this
it's super
friggin'
cheap.
thing for the month
Unbelievable
that I'm not
result.
gonna get my money back.
Inside, you'll see a
Support.
interface with some different options on the top,
Support.
and below you'll see a bunch of images created by the community. And these honestly look stunning, but not all of them
I've gotta send them an email to cancel
don't
this.
worry, as you're about to see, we have full control on that. And so, in our case, we will only need the image generation option and the canvas editor. And to gather your source image, you just click on image generation. That brings you on this page where you can see an empty space in the top where you can put your prompt
All right.
and a bunch of
What was I
settings
looking at here? Here we go.
that help the AI
All right.
understand what type of images you want to create, as well as the resolution, depth of field, and so on. In this case, I want the AI to create 8 different images. I'm turning on photoreal as well as alchemy. The aspect ratio is going to be 1:1. And then here you can choose your fine-tune mold. That in
All
this
right,
case is
I gotta
1:1.
message these guys and tell them I want my money back.
Turning on photoreal again.
Um,
Then finally, I choose cinematic over here, and as a prompt, I'm going to write a portrait of a really beautiful 26-year-old blonde girl, blue eyes, looking directly at the camera.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. You just need a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.fm and open an account. And then you'll be able to capture high-quality video and audio from practically anywhere in the world. When it comes to editing, Riverside is perfect for beginners. Even if you have zero experience, you can use their AI tools and intuitive editing features to create a professional-looking result. You can get transcriptions automatically and use them to edit like a doc, or you can use the chapter timeline feature, which makes it way easier just to skim and scan. Ready to share? Well, it's okay if you don't
hold
know
on
what to
one
make. You have
second.
to start somewhere, and Riverside has tools to
Um,
help you grow your audience, like live streaming if you're into that, or you can use their AI tools to create automated short clips that you can post on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok to increase your engagement. Your podcast really is just one click away with
hold on.
Riverside. Just bring
Sorry,
your
guys.
idea, we'll do the rest. Try it now, it's free.
Why isn't it working?
You always wondered why
All
you
right,
didn't have
I
a
sent it.
website.
So hopefully I get my money back, guys.
Meet Replit Agent. Want a custom workout plan? Make an app for that. Have a great idea at 2 a.m.?
Hey, Mimi,
Make an app for that.
how have you been?
Need to run an analysis?
It's been. What do you mean
Want to
recovered?
run with your kids? Make an app for that
Are you
too.
okay?
This isn't just a
I've
podcast
mentioned you a
app.
couple times. I
It's
said
your
I haven't
business.
seen Mimi in forever, but I figured you were busy.
In under 20 seconds, this is what the AI
Shut
created.
up, Shua.
Honestly, I think
Nobody
it did a
asked
great
you.
job. And so from here, you just choose the face you want for your AI influencer. And I think after
Shua,
creating
I've
this
even
video,
asked about
you
you in the
can
past when
save
you
it
haven't shown up.
and have it saved directly
So
into your
don't even
phone.
start,
Everything
bro.
is still very new, and anything could potentially change. So just keep in mind that some features could require a
But yeah, guys. So when it comes down to it, research. If you want to, because we kind of got way off track here. We went into a rabbit hole. Yes, I did ask of you, Mimi. I wanted to make sure that you were okay. I just haven't heard from you. Um, and I'm glad that you recovered, whatever it is, like, yeah, I'm glad that you're back. But yeah, as far as like an AI influencer, doing more research on it, AI persona generator, you can use phrases that are kind of vague to help you get an idea of where you might want to go to check out those subjects. Person AI use persona generator from Figma, right? Free AI user persona generator. Um, create videos with AI persona. Shua, you're gonna have to get over it, brother. But ultimately, what you're probably gonna have to do, Dev, is you're probably gonna have to get a good baseline for photo. You're gonna want to like generate a photo of the person front, back, full body shot, front, back, sides. You're gonna want to have as much reference point for this persona as you can get. Have them in a bikini because then that gives full body view. Add tattoos or any sort of like birthmarks or anything that you might want to add to them. Have them in different poses, smiling, mad, angry, stuff like that. You can use Midjourney to generate all of these, right? I wouldn't do what that guy did in that video that I posted because you're taking somebody's direct image. What I would probably do is hey, Mimi, do me a favor. Type I in chat and hit enter before you go. If you haven't, typed I in chat and hit enter yet, please do so. You only have to do it once. That's all I ask. But uh, just do this. I just like that. Let me see. Hold on. I think you should be good, Ferocity. You've been here the whole time. And I've seen you here the whole time. So, like, I don't see why you wouldn't be okay. Um, wait, Google. There we go. Haha. Um, I think you were okay when I checked the other dudes. Even. Pharaoh. Oh, wow. You were only at 2 minutes when I checked his. Let me check again. Hold on. Let me see. Don't save. Um, slash stage action. Uh, verify channel CJF stage. Bang. Slash stage actions. View status. Channel CJF stage. Okay. Slash stage action. Export current channel CGF stage log type. Oh wait, what? Log channel? No, log type. Export type. Summary only. There we go. Hold on. Let's see. Summary. Let's see. Control F. Ferocity. 48 minutes. Yeah, you're good. You are good. All right. So looks like the bot is working better today. I do want to make sure that it is functioning properly. Um, and you guys are really helping with that. Thank you. Um, I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. That was from when I was building a game. Um, all right. Thank you, Mimi. All right, guys. So, what else do you guys want to talk about today? Is there anything else that I can help you guys with? If you guys don't have a better understanding of researching, um, let me know. If there's anything that I can help with as far as like helping you guys learn how to research better, I'm happy to. But ultimately, it comes down to how you search, what your topic is, breaking down what exactly you want to learn about the topic. Like notepad, notepad. Like if I'm let's say I'm designing game design, right? How do the mechanics work for typical economies in game, right? Structure, outline, and but then I would need to know what type of game. Type of game, economy, village, god game, right? So if I'm doing an economy, village, god game, I would want to look into what types of resources I would need, right? I would need to look into um, villager interaction and logic, right? I would have to look into design of the game world. Yes, it's Notepad. I use Notepad still. I use Notepad a lot, okay? A lot I use Notepad. Believe it or not, it's just the simplest, easiest way for me to get my thoughts onto paper, and it's always available in my short-term saved memory. So yeah, I use Notepad a lot. Believe it or not, by my bed. Oh, that's this one. I have VS Code, but I just use this for like thoughts and like to do lists and shit like that. It's just simpler for me, easier, straightforward. Yeah, but like I would start breaking things down that I need to research, right? And then as I get into like the broader topics of these things, right? Um, what do I need to design a good God game, right? Objectives, missions, end game, wipes, seasons, um, servers, and um, multiple servers like mobile city builders. Um, you just progressively work out the idea and you brainstorm it, right? Now, what makes that easier nowadays, right, is AI. Because you have somebody that you can actually chat with back and forth consistently, right? Auto, right? Wait, that's pretty cool. Pro, legacy models, fast, thinking. Okay. Hey, I want to design a game. I have never done this before. I would like to build a god game where I control villagers and build my city up from build my city up similar to Stonehearth, Populous, and other god games of the genre. Um, how do I do this? What do I need to consider? I was thinking UE5 since it has visual coding and I do not know how to code. Right? Let's see what GPT says. Thinking longer for a better answer. That scares me sometimes lately with GPT. Because I was just prompting it the other day. Oh, it remembered my prompt from the other from the project. Call me Gev, your game dev buddy. If you want a good game like Populous or Stonehearth, where you guide little villagers and grow a town you don't code yet, that's fine. Unreal Engine 5 and Blueprints, visual scripting is a solid path. Here's the no bullshit starter plan and what to watch out for. Games are a pile of systems playing nice. Villagers, resources, building placement. See, well, yeah, it is because you can usually tell you're using AI, and that falls under kind of plagiarism because it's not an original piece of work. Uh, so it's a risk that you're going to get failed, and there's also a risk that you'll get kicked out of school if it ends up looking too similar to another paper that was written because it takes the most popular papers that are out there on the studies or whatever it is and it uses that to reference for your paper, right? And then it usually writes it in similar wording, which again ends up falling under plagiarism. So you can unknowingly be plagiarizing something by using ChatGPT. All right. So this gives me like a guideline, right? It's a very long guideline, and it's still going, right? So, but it tells you what you need to know, right? Games are a pile of systems playing nice. It tells you what different systems use, right? and tells you how to go about it, one slice at a time, right? Minimum viable prototype tells you what you're going to need to have a minimum viable prototype. Just something, one villager that chops a tree, and this is kind of crazy because I'm pretty sure I could do this in like a week or two, tops, right? So like core systems you'll need, what and how in UE5, map and placement, villager AI, resources and economy, building systems, job assignments, time needs and population, UI, save and load, performance early wins, project hygiene, folder layouts. Like it guides you through a little bit of everything, right? And then it gives you a 12-week beginner roadmap on how to do it, right? So it's really cool because now you know essentially what you want to do, right? And then it prompts you, it tells you how to do it. So you can do this way, right? Um or you can do I want to brainstorm this game with you and develop it out. Then I want to start on a 12-week roadmap towards MVP. Now it'll hopefully switch modes, right? And it'll start to work on brainstorming the game with you. Ah, shit. I'm dropping stuff. Can down. Can down. Let me double check, Ella. 1 second. I gotta clean up my Rockstar cans. Um slash stage action, stop tracking, start tracking, export current channel, CGF stage. No, not log channel. Damn it. Export type, summary only. Bang. Let's say Control F. Ella. Ella. Here we go. It's showing me you're at 19 minutes, Ella. So you're just 10 minutes shy. Um, how many times have you? It shows that you left and joined a lot. You left and joined 4 times. Oh, I think I'm gonna run today's just because I'm not 100% sure on how good this is. I think I'm gonna run today's for everybody, just to include everybody. But yeah. Why does it say join count 0? Oh, because Sam was here when I started the bot, I think. That's weird. That's something I have to verify too. Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, so it guides you through what's the emotional hook. Is it like watching or struggling to keep your worshippers alive, competing against rival gods? Villager loop, what do they have to do? Resource loop, buildings and progression, god powers, and then you can design all of this. Yeah, you're fine, Ella. Don't worry. I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you did. Um, you hung in there. So, anybody just joining in, please type I in chat just like this. If you've already typed I, you don't have to type I again. If you have not typed I, please type I. Thank you. All right. So, 12-week roadmap, MVP. Here's a structured path to building a working slice of the game. So, it gives you the brainstorming of the game, right? And then it gives you the build path, right? And then it asks you, what do you want, right? Just write in chat, Emmy. Just right here. Just type I like this. If you haven't done it already, if you have done it, then don't do it. But if you've done it already, or if you haven't done it already, then type it in the chat, please. For anybody who hasn't done it. Let's see. Harsh survival, competitive. I can't speak. Thank you, Emmy. But yeah. So then from there, see, this is moving on from research to brainstorming, right? But during the brainstorming process of something that you're doing, I'm only using game design because it's a passion of mine and something I want to get into long term in the future, right? But you can apply this to anything. You want to build a business. You want to design a blockchain. You want to build a token, or you want to design an NFT project or studio or something. You want to build an RWA. You want to create a card game. You want to fucking start a media empire. Whatever you want to do, right? You start in the basic like brainstorming portion, right? Um, and then you decide what you need from there. And then as you're brainstorming, right, there's aspects and mechanisms of that design that you need to do research on, right? Um, So like I know that I'm gonna have to do research on blueprints, landscapes, nav mesh, cameras, RTS camera, pan, zoom, rotate, and how to implement it. Click to move villagers. I know that I'm going to have to decide and do research on like what the core of the game is and the different styles of the game, right? Like let's see, hold on, where is it? Google, right? We'll go to Google. I'm already there, but whatever. We'll go to Google and we'll say core gameplay features of typical God games and styles so I can design a new one, right? So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna God games. This is artificial life place players in the role of deities with supernatural powers, according to Wikipedia. Focuses on indirectly influencing and guiding a population of simulated worshippers or followers rather than micromanaging every individual unit, right? Indirect influence, resource management, goal and challenge. Like, it gives you all of the information on the styles, city building, survival, sandbox. And then you can make decisions from there, right? Um, so I like the idea of a survival guide game style. What games can I reference to learn more and design my own, right? And then from there, right now you're finding other games. Populous was one of my favorite fucking games when I was growing up, man. Rise of Ruins, World Box, God Simulator, RimWorld, Frostpunk, This War of Mine, Project Zomboid. Now this gives you all of the options for all of the different games that you can potentially look into. Don't Starve, Oxygen Not Included. Like this gives you ideas, right? Let me see. I like Populous. I like the game Populous. Um, and would like to design my own game like it. What features and functions do I need to take into consideration? Do I need to take into consideration to do this? The fuck is all the banging? Um, Terrain manipulation, follower management, divine intervention, mana systems, progression, tech tree, AI challenges. You see what I'm saying? Now you're starting to get into like the core features. Now you're looking at what you need to know for the game design itself, right? The unit types and shit like that, level design, multiplayer considerations. These are all things that you would then take and then you would put into a notepad like I would, right? Or you would copy paste it into a document or something along those lines, and then you would would go through that and decide what you want, what you don't want, and then you would do more research. You would break it down further, and you would limit the scope of what information you're trying to gather, and you would keep gathering information until you get that one thing fleshed out completely as a design, and then you would move on to the next aspect, and then you would tie them together. And you can use AI through all aspects of this, right? Or you can just continuously research until you feel you have a really good setup and design, and then toss it into AI as your game design document, and you've got something based on the research that you've done. Now, this is the same thing with building a business plan, building a marketing plan, building a blockchain, building a company, building a plan for life and what you want to achieve and your goals 10 years down the line, 10-year plan, 5-year plan, 3-year plan. This is all the things that you can do. You can incorporate research, right? And timelines and development and structure into everything that you do in life, right? So researching is important because it provides you the information for things that you need to do for whatever purpose you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, research is super important. All right. So just make sure that when you're trying to do things, do it in a clear, concise way. Make sure that you're starting with your research. Make sure that you're learning about whatever it is your BA3 is down. What the hell is BA3? You're leaving, Emmy? Oh. Okay, Dev. I'll catch you later, brother. What the hell is BA3? Oh. I've I was like, what the hell is BA3? I've never heard that term for battery. I've heard battery. I've run out of power. My juice is gone. But I've never heard BA3. It sounds like bay. Like the fuck? But yeah, guys, make sure that you're doing everything with purpose. Make sure that you're doing everything with intent and you're clearly planning things out because most people fail once, Apex, once. You only got to do it once. Thank you guys. Um, but yeah, make sure that you're doing it that way. Because if, I mean, you could just like see to the pants the shit, right? Like, and that's great. But a lot of people fail because they do things that way because they don't have the knowledge and the information on what they're trying to do, right? And that's why we see so many games and projects and shit fail in Web3 because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience, they didn't do the research, they didn't take the time. They said, "I think I can make some money doing this shit. Let me just do it." Right? And then what happens? The 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. They may ride the coattails of their community the whole way, but then they never finish it because they never planned it out, or they couldn't get the experts in, or they hired the wrong people because they didn't have the knowledge and the understanding of the industry. So just everything you do in life, try to use an informed decision, right? Don't just go by your heart and I know everybody's like, follow your heart, you know, like make sure that you're doing some research. Make sure that you're putting some time and effort into the goals that you're trying to achieve. Otherwise, you may never be able to achieve them. But yeah, that's my little TED talk on on research for today, guys. We've been here for 2 hours now. I'm gonna end this here. I'm hopping off of the live. If you guys want to come in and chat, come be a friend. www.discord.gg/CJ and friends. We're always here. We're always hanging out. I may not always be super responsive. I do have to sleep sometimes. I'm not that much of a bot.